Hello, beautiful being. Welcome to In Her Dreams and welcome to your reading. I'm so grateful that you're taking time to tune in to see what messages are flowing in from Spirit for you. Ashe. Thank you, Divine. All right, let's go ahead and get started with an overall message for your reading. What's coming through, Divine, for this beautiful being? Well-being. Divine is guiding you to care for yourself, your body. To feel grounded, to feel secure in your surroundings. I'm getting safety and security. There might be something that you're changing about your environment in order to increase your level of safety that you feel, your security. 111 on the timer. That's root chakra. We have to feel safe in our environment. Also, I'm getting very practical measures that you're taking to nurture your well-being. Getting a good night's sleep. Nourishing your body with healthy food. Okay? Kind of going back to the basics to take care of yourself. I'll keep going. Friendship and happiness. There's some union that's going to take place. This is a connection with other people. It could be virtual, it could be in person, but it's going to bring you happiness. This might even be with certain content creators that inspire you, or people in your own tribe. If you have a following, there might be a connection that you make that is leading to your happiness. I'm getting that it could be some support that you're given, or somebody stands up for you, or they say something complimentary of you. It feels like something very small but powerful, okay? It might not be a very big act, but it's a very meaningful, powerful act that means a lot to you and that brings you happiness, okay? I love it. Let's see what the owls are talking about. Thank you, Divine. What message is coming through for this beautiful being? Okay, we got Ace of Cups. Ooh. Okay. The Star. Nine of Swords. King of Wands. Death. The Moon. What else, Spirit? The Hermit and Six of Cups. Okay, so something has happened where it brought about an ending to some sort of connection that you had, but you took some time to retreat with the Hermit there. There was definitely something very dark that happened with the Death and the Moon. Okay? But you've taken time to sort of recuperate and to rest. And I feel like that's what you're doing here with this well-being card. You're taking time to feel secure in your body, to get grounded again, to remind yourself that whatever experience it is that you had with someone that momentarily could have impacted your energy in a negative way. I'm getting the vibe of manipulation. I'm getting the vibe of... I'm getting that this was a lot of worry that came through because of a certain connection that you had. It's like there was so much magic here. And by the way, you're being seen here as the Star. With the Ace of Cups, you attracted some sort of connection towards you because of your Star energy. What's coming through is that that's going to happen a lot. There's going to be a lot of opportunities for you to attract connections in your life. But in truth, when you peel away the layers, it's not really truly connection. It's someone wanting to attach themselves to you. With you being seen here as the star, you have a huge amount of healing energy that just radiates from you. People can feel the good vibes that you have. They can feel your close connection to your spirits, to your ancestors, and to the divine itself. And so when they sense this about you, oh, they want to come close to you. They want to come near you. They just want to be in your realm. They just want to be in your presence. And they want to come over and just like see what's in your cup. Some people just want to come to you to get the recipe. You know, it's not necessarily that they truly want to connect. It's that they want to know, they want to sniff you out and see what makes you so magical. Well, it's a culmination of your past lifetimes and your dedication to the divine in this lifetime and your willingness to be who you are and to be authentic. It's a whole lot of stuff that they could sit for an entire month and just be with you and take notes and still not get the recipe. Because it's something that you have to really be called for. It's something that certain beings are chosen for. And that's why you would never do that to somebody. You would never just be in somebody's presence to, you know, get a cheat sheet, because you're chosen. And chosen beings don't do that. Chosen beings learn by going through an experience. But you have attracted, you know, it's like moths to a flame. Your light has attracted certain beings towards you who, some are just nosy, some are lustful, which is what I'm getting here with this King of Wands. This feels like a very lustful energy that came through. And it feels like they knew exactly what they wanted to do. They weren't afraid to bring you this energy of anxiety, of worry. They kind of knew that it was over before it started, because with the death and the moon here, they had a whole lot of hidden things that they knew were going to cause an ending. They knew that they came to you with secrets. And your beautiful self, you were like, wait a minute. Once you scoped it out, once you... It's, you know what I'm seeing is like, you know how when you go into the darkness and at first you can't see, but then your, what is it? I guess your pupils dilate? No, that's what the doctor does, but they adjust. They adjust. And they adjust to the darkness, and so then things start to become visible to you that before it just looked like darkness. And you start to see figures, and you start to see detail, and your night vision sort of kicks in. That's what happened. This person took you into the darkness with the moon. They were surrounded by secrets, and you had to realize, wait a minute, I need my lantern to see this stuff. Let me adjust my eyes so I can see what's going on. I'm also seeing that after this experience, you went within and you secluded yourself. You were like, I need to purify my energy. I need to recalibrate. And that's exactly what you're supposed to do in situations like that, so that you can regain your focus and so that you can readjust your vibe. Because this King of Wands took you out of your divine space for a bit. But with the Hermit being right next to the Six of Cups, there is, I'm getting the vibe of camaraderie. I'm getting the vibe of sweet connection. This could be with a soulmate. So with Six of Cups, this could be soulmate energy. I'm going to take a look more into this, deeper into this, because I want to see if this is anything regarding the past that's trying to rear its head back up, okay? Oh, look, we've got Hermit and Gambler. I'm seeing this in a positive light, though, because this is a repeat of the Hermit here, okay? So you've got the Hermit twice, but then it's also like there is a healthy gamble that we're able to take, where you're able to take healthy chances, take a healthy risk on something that is truly meant for you, where you're not afraid to generate a healthy sense of connection, okay? Yeah, willingness to follow intuition even when others doubt you. All right. Let me get some clarity on the Six of Cups, though. Exorcist and Visionary. There are some low vibe energies that you have worked through. You have worked them out of your system. Whatever this King of Wands did, it was heavy. And I'm going to take a look into that just to open up to whatever Spirit wants to bring through about that situation. But you have worked through a lot of painful energy. And because of that, you've maintained your vision of still having connection, of still having relationships in your life that are healthy for you. There are so many times, or especially those of us who are called to a divine path, when we experience hurt or pain, it's like immediately we shut down, we shut off from the world, which is okay, it's natural to do that, and so we go within ourselves to heal. But a lot of times we stay in that shut down state. 1111, portals are open for you to experience goodness in your life and true healthy connection. A lot of times we find ourselves remaining in that shut down state longer than we should because there's fear there. There's this sense of like, I ain't getting hurt again. I'm not gonna do that again, you know? And then you hear all these horror stories about dating and people who have been, you know, their hearts have been trampled on, and then you're like, well, I'm really not going out there. And like I said, it's okay to be in hermit mode for as long as we need to be, like true hermit mode where we're not opening up to connection, but freeing yourself and others of destructive impulses. So whatever destruction it was that this King of Wands sort of opened you up to or exposed you to, I see that in hermit mode you've been healing from that. You've been working those energies out of your realm, out of your aura, out of your being. And so you're able to maintain this vision of what you wish to have, what you experience, what you want to experience in the future. 1, 2, 3, 4 was on the timer. So it's like divine timing is at hand. And it feels like divine is calling you into a space where you are at least having an open mind to a connection that would be healthy for you. And it might not be a romantic connection. It might be someone that is just kind and loving. Okay, with this friendship card, you might not be called right now to, if romance is not something that you're looking for, 1313 on the timer, something has come to an end. And so this is a new beginning, a new part of your path where divine is saying it's safe to have some connection with a healthy being that gives you good vibes. Okay, because this does open up to happy experiences. This is meant to be. I want to take a look at this King of Wands to see if there's anything that divine... Okay, they're saying go to this deck. Okay. I feel like this was something involving love. Whether you had love in mind or they had love in mind, or perhaps it was mutually supposed to be a love relationship. Somebody had love in mind. Divine, what's coming through from Spirit regarding this King of Wands? The single life. What I'm getting is that this person sort of drove you to a point. Yeah, she looks like she's in a car. They drove you to a point where you were like, I'm gonna be single. They may have led you to that place where you were just like... And this reading is not about convincing you to be in a romantic love connection. Absolutely not. But it is about being willing to see that you deserve healthy connections in your life, even if they're platonic. Okay? Even if they're virtual. Now, don't get catfished, okay? Because if you do decide to go the romantic route, I don't recommend online, okay? I don't. Or like that first time you talk, there should be a FaceTime, okay? And then there should be some sort of like meeting within the first couple weeks, okay? So do not allow yourself to get caught up with any sort of virtual shenanigans like that. But divine is not pushing you towards romance. They're pushing you towards true divine connection. And it's not even about pushing, it's about inviting you. Because if this reading is for you, this is something that you already know is right for you. Okay? Oh, okay, open relationship. Now what I'm getting is that this King of Wands could have wanted an open relationship and you didn't. This King of Wands may have tried to push you in a direction of doing something that you are not comfortable doing. Perhaps being with someone of a gender that you're not attracted to, or having some sort of, fulfilling some sort of fantasy for them that it was not on your list of things to do. You did not feel comfortable doing it. You didn't want to do it. Or maybe you just didn't feel like doing it. But this person, I see them twisting your arm. You know, like trying to convince you that this is something you wanted. We're in the 16th minute, so I feel like this brought you to a tower where you were just like, this is too much. With this lady, I love her style, but she's got those sunglasses on. You know, like when you have your sunglasses on, you like, I ain't having it today. I got my big glasses on. I'm not making eye contact with any motherfuckers today. You know, it's kind of like you got to a point where you just didn't want to be bothered with anybody. But now we're in the 17th minute. This is your hope, your healing. This is your star energy. Yeah, this person did not communicate clearly about what they wanted. So like, if someone is going to be in an open relationship, which I don't ever recommend that. It's for some people and they can do it just fine. But I feel like the percentage of people that it actually works for is so small that a lot of people who do it, they're doing it because they feel pressured or they're frustrated with how things are. So they're just like, well, let's give that a chance. It's not that they actually want an open relationship. But anyway, if an open relationship stands any chance of working, there has to be extremely clear communication and clear motives as well. Whatever this person's intentions were, they weren't being clear. They were being manipulative. They wanted to reel you in. This King of Wands was very manipulative and very lustful, by the way, as well. What I'm getting also with this visionary card, I know that came through for you, but this person came into their relationship with you with a whole vision of what they wanted. And this is the type of being that they have a set list of things they want, or it's like almost a scripted path that they want with any sort of romantic connection or interest that they have, and they just want somebody to fall in line with that. This person did not come to you with a desire to truly know and understand and explore you. They liked what they saw in you. They liked your energy. They were extremely, I'm getting that this person was extremely attracted to you. Like I'm seeing this staff right here, this wand. Okay, always at attention. Always for you, okay? So they were extremely, but that's what they allowed to lead them. They allowed their penis to lead them. Okay? So when it came to an open relationship, that was just something that they wanted. It's a lifestyle that they always wanted. And mind you, because some people, like I said, there are some very divine beings who can have an open relationship and they choose a partner who is open as well, and they communicate, and I have seen it done, and it can be done in a healthy way. However, what I'm gonna tell you about this person is that they were doing this because they have a lot of hurt. They have a lot of hurt. They have a lot of wounds. Tell us more about this King of Wands. Should have been done. Yeah, they dragged things on. They were in denial. And you know what's coming through is that they should have been done with this open relationship desire. Like, what I'm getting is that this person has ruined their life and so many relationships trying to have open relationships. Because honestly, they're a fiend for sexual energy. They fiend for it. It's like they are an addict. They are an addict. They have a problem. This says, I gave you my all, drained, love unreturned. So you may have felt like this. You may have felt like you gave a lot of your time, energy, and effort to trying to make this person happy, trying to satisfy them. And honestly, this person is not satisfiable. They can never be satisfied. And that's one reason why they open themselves up to different energies, even when they claim that they're in a relationship, is because they know that deep down inside, this person is not even satisfied with themselves. When this person looks at themselves in the mirror, they don't like the image that stares back at them. They are not satisfied with any area of their life, not spiritually, not emotionally, not mentally. This person has so many wounds that are unhealed from their childhood that they have yet to even be honest about how they feel about it, much less trying to heal it. They're not even honest with themselves about, yeah, that memory still bothers me. Or, yeah, the fact that that happened to me, like, that makes me angry. They're not even willing to identify the emotions that they feel over the things that have happened to them in their childhood. So coming to you, a beautiful divine being, for a relationship, it was never going to be anything healthy by any means, because they're not even healthy within themselves. I never meant enough, unseen, unchosen, and rejected. You know, this is how this person honestly feels. They feel that they don't mean enough. And so when they're in a relationship with other people, okay, this person is all over the place. This person is all over the place. But when they're in a relationship with another person, they project that feeling of not being enough onto them. So that's why they're constantly doing things and saying things and acting in a way that makes a person they're in a relationship with feel like they're not enough, because that's how this person feels. Right there. Divine, tell us more. What's at the heart of this person's feelings of not being enough and not being happy in a relationship? Why did they bring so much misery to this beautiful being? Flighty. Yeah, they're unreliable. They're afraid of intimate relationships. They have trouble with developing intimate relationships, but are also uncomfortable being alone. So they're never happy. They're not happy when they're partnered. They're not happy when they're in a threesome, foursome, however many some. They're not happy when they're alone or with one other person. They're never happy. They're also very afraid of not being enough, which is why they try to distract the person that they're in a relationship with dealings with other people and trying to make that person feel insecure. Because as long as they can make the person they're with feel insecure, they don't have to focus on their own insecurities. Outside validation. This is card 51. The other one was card 9. Okay, if those numbers are significant to you. 51, 5 and 1 is 6. So this person is always trying to feed their lower self, their lower nature. They're always seeking external validation because they aren't sure that they're enough. Okay? They're always seeking the attention of other people. Anything else, Spirit? Yeah, this person is also a hypocrite. They use hypocrisy to avoid looking at their own shortcomings. This is card 56. That's 11. 79 to 11. Yeah, 11. Oh, and look, these wings also look like portals. So Divine is saying that after this experience, there is a portal that has opened up for you to experience connection, and I'm just getting camaraderie. If you want passion, there's definitely that. But you're being invited to at least open up to communicate with people or with a person that you feel safe with. That's what Divine is saying, is go by how safe you feel with a person. That came through with the root chakra, with well-being. Yeah, see, so well-being. Divine is saying only open up to even communicating with people who make you feel safe. So like this woman right here who's on the ground, okay, nurturing herself, okay, she's one with Mother Earth. Only communicate with people that make you feel like that, because that is going to bring you true happiness, and it does not have to be romantic. But what I'm getting is that this person, this King of Wands, came in with so much hurtful, painful energy that Divine is like holding your hand as you move forward and open up to connection of any sort. I really truly feel like there was a time where you kind of gave up on people, and it's because you had experienced so much inconsiderate energy. Yeah, this person had treated you in such an inconsiderate way, and it's not like they were the first person to do that. You know, I'm sure that there were people in your past that were also very hypocritical, that were also very inconsiderate, that also wanted to shift their own insecurities onto like being your issue, or being, I don't like myself because this is wrong with you. Like, what kind of sense does that make? But that's what people do when they're not ready to look at themselves from an honest perspective, you know? Divine, what else is coming through for this beautiful being? Okay, so you've got Jupiter here. There's definitely expansion and spiritual awareness. Spiritual expansion through awareness. Because this situation that you're healing yourself from has made you so much more aware of the lengths that people will go to in order to remain in denial about their own self-hatred. And so you realize that. You realize how much that hurt you. And you realize that you are ready to expand despite what it is that someone has put on your lap or put on your back to experience. That's no longer your burden. That's no longer your responsibility to feel this person's pain or to feel any sense of pain because of them. You're letting go of that. And so because you're letting go of that, you're able to expand spiritually. Whereas before it was like the remnants of their energy, of their toxicity was hanging around so much that you felt like you didn't want to give anybody a chance, not even in a platonic way. It was almost as if you were giving up on humanity. But you're moving beyond that. Therapy. So what I'm getting is that this person that you were connected to at one time, they definitely would have benefited from some therapy. But, you know, we're not responsible for them. They have to be responsible for their own healing. You may have decided to talk with someone about how you feel, to share your emotions with someone, to walk through that experience with someone. A lot of times situations like these, especially if there was any sort of harm that was done to you, whether it was physical or emotional, you may have felt the need to get therapy or to at least talk to somebody about this. And I'm getting that because maybe you had closed yourself off from a lot of people because of the hurt that you felt, you may have sought the help of a therapist, because that's kind of like neutral territory, you know. It's not somebody that you have to remain friends with. It's just somebody who is a professional that can listen to you and assist you on your journey of mending your heart, okay? Spell jar. So this person may have used magic in order to manipulate you. But also I'm getting like, you know, you can do healing, heart healing spell jars. You can do, the beautiful thing about a spell jar is that it's a constant reminder of your intention. So you can create a spell jar with jasmine and bay leaf and rosemary and all sorts of things that are, you can put a little rose quartz in there, and then you can set your intention, set it by your night table, and set a tea light on top of it. You know, don't go to sleep with it like that. I don't know how you get down with your candles, but I don't want there to be any danger. But just looking at it and reminding yourself of the frequency of those herbs that are in there, and that Mother Earth is supporting you on your healing journey, and that the elements are supporting you, your ancestors are supporting you, 3111 on the timer. That can be a really helpful thing to do if you are into rituals and things like that. So yeah, you can definitely use these types of rituals to help heal your heart. They grew because of you. So this was a person who learned lessons from you. This was definitely a karmic relationship, but they learned lessons from you. But they didn't give back. They didn't give back. And that's why it was so hard, because this person came in order to siphon your energy. And when we feel used, you know, that's one of the hardest things. It's like, and a lot of times you get something, but you don't get what you wanted. Like, say if this person was a good provider financially, well, that's great, but did they nurture your heart, your emotions at all? And if that's something that you were looking for, then we still end up feeling disappointed because we got something, but we didn't get what we wanted. Or maybe the, you know, if you connected with them physically, maybe that was really hot and heavy and satisfying, but then you realize that they were connecting like that with other people too. So it's like you realize that you were getting something, but you weren't getting what you wanted. This person grew, but spiritually, it's like they had a spiritual connection with you that they might not even admit to. I feel like this person is not even mature enough to verbalize how they grew because of their connection with you, but they did. And I want to ask Spirit how you are okay, this was up. Their lover doesn't want them anymore. Look at that. And lover is in quotations. So this person may have moved on to someone who, oh, okay, that's what this is. They're now experiencing the same sense of hurt, pain, and rejection that they projected onto you at one time. 33 on the timer. I swear if I see that in another reading. So this person left you in order to feel wanted or to respond to the call from somebody else. But now they're experiencing that same exact feeling that they gave you. Please clarify, Spirit. What is this person? Yep, spill tea. So I'm getting that this person became aware of the fact that the lover that they left you for had moved on to somebody else. The lover they left you for was investing in someone else. I'm getting they thought that they could give them more money, or they thought that they thought they had more to give them. Whether it was physically, it was definitely physically, it was either sex or money. That's why they cheated. Making peace. So this person might try to make peace with you. Oh, that's why they grew, because of you came out. Because this person is reflecting on that. And that's 3444. They want to come back leading with that. I've grown because of you. It's like they want to come back and they want to point out all the good things that they gained from you. Oh. Now I'm like, okay. All right. Invite only. The real action isn't happening in public. Behind the scenes, the inner circle's already been chosen. So this person wants you in their inner circle again. Now, I understand a lot of people feel a certain way about past energies, but it always comes through for a reason. So if this does not tempt you, if this is not something that you want to know, then that's fine. You don't have to watch the reading. But this is for someone who needs to know that this person is trying to pull on their psychic energy. And that is a big deal, because a lot of times a person doesn't even have to reach out. They can just think of you a whole lot, and then bam, they've got you wrapped up. They, you know, it's like if you start thinking about them, you start reminiscing and all of that, it can all happen psychically. So this is a warning message from Spirit that this person is definitely thinking of you. Drama queen. So for some of you, this could be a feminine energy, all right, that acted like a drama queen. But I'm getting, even if they're masculine, they act like a drama queen. Okay. So it says, don't get pulled into the drama. If peace showed up, they'd start a fight out of boredom. So this person, and I'm getting, because they came through as the King of Wands, they definitely have a temper. Okay. So this person is quick to start trouble, quick to start a fight, envy vibes. Now, this is what's coming through with this. Whoever else this person has involved themselves with, whether it was when they were with you or whoever they're still involved with now, because they're not single right now. Like, they are linked up to somebody energetically. So whoever it is that they still have in their world, they would cause a lot of drama for you because they are envious of you. So this person is not just coming to you as themselves. They're dragging along all the other energies and demonic Jezebels and even masculine energies I'm getting. Okay? That are full of drama and envy that would cause issues for you if you were to entertain this person. Fighting. That's what it would end up in. Because this person wants to use aggression in order to try to reel you back in. That whole like making peace and all of that, that's just a front. That's just a front. You see how it looks like a fake gold chain? It's fake. This person does not really want to make peace. They want to use aggression. Ultimately, that's what they're willing to do. If you didn't respond to this whole making peace vibe or front, they would quickly flip and go into aggressive mode. And right along with all their own aggression, they would be dragging along all these other people that are in their energy that would be envious of the fact that this person is returning to you. Yeah. And ultimately, it would end in heartbreak. There is nothing about this energy that Divine is inviting you to say like, oh yes, you know, open up to that. But there are platonic connections that Divine is saying are very healthy for you at this time. And what I'm getting is that they're extensions of platonic connections that could at the right time open up to a romantic connection if that's something that you want. I don't feel like it's something that you're eager for or that you're pushing for, because it feels like what's coming through is Divine is guarding your heart, letting you know that they see all that this King of Wands did, and they're letting you know that this person still is trying to be on your radar. They're still trying to come in. Divine is saying that you have exorcised those negative energies. You have exorcised them demons. So don't open back up to their hurtful energy, okay? But know that you have a right to maintain a vision and hopeful visions of positive connections with positive people that make you feel safe, that nurture your root chakra. It doesn't mean that it's necessarily romantic. if that's not what you're looking for. But whoever makes you feel safe, you can open up to at this time, because you are being intuitive, you are being led and guided by the divine. And so they're just letting you know that while you can open up to healthy connection, this one from the past ain't it. Okay? They ain't it. They never were it. Although there were lessons that were learned. There was some in some way. How did the collective benefit from this experience, divine? Talisman, because you learned how to protect yourself. You learned how to recognize low vibe energy. It's like there are things that this person did that they had hidden. See, this person was using magic to hide their evil intentions. They glamored themselves. They knew exactly what incantations to use and what demonic energies to connect with in order to reel you in. But this was something that you have learned how to recognize and how to protect yourself from. 4111 on the timer. So you have gained the ability to protect yourself in all of your new beginnings, because there are beautiful, bright beginnings that are coming to you on your path. Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna pull a couple of these. I want to know what's ahead or advice for moving forward. Thank you, divine. What's coming through for this beautiful being? Okay, so divine feminine. You either are a beautiful divine feminine or you are attracting a beautiful divine feminine. But no matter what your gender, you have beautiful feminine energy within you, because as we know, we are all a balance of masculine and feminine energy. And so through this experience, you have been healing your divine feminine energy, your ability to receive love, but also to protect your heart so that the love that you receive is truly love. That's what's coming through. With talisman and divine feminine coming through, it's like this has been a lesson in how to protect your heart and how to scope out the very best energy for you to connect with, whether it's platonic or romantic. Okay? What else, Spirit? Okay, so this was definitely a I mean, twin flame is here. I'm getting that this is a bond that you had with someone who is not on their correct journey. They're not in the place where they should be regarding their own growth and expansion. Okay? And because of that, because they're not doing what they need to do, they opened up a portal that you experienced a lot of negativity through. Okay? But you have healed from this, and that's what you're continuing to do. And when we have these experiences of hurtful heartbreak, it takes a long time to heal and repair. And there are lessons that we learn in cycles. So we repeat. We come back to, especially during retrogrades, we come back to a certain lesson that we learned before, but we reflect on it in a different way that allows us to learn something even on a deeper level than how we saw it before. If this is something that really took you out of your true self for a while, more than likely, this is something that you will end up helping other people with. Because it's those situations that take us away from who we truly are, so that we can come back to ourselves in a more healed state, that teach us so much to the point where we learn on such a deep level where we're able to help other people. So more than likely, you have been chosen to learn this lesson and then to become a teacher where you are helping other people and guiding them. So you might find that you are drawn to either write books or a book, or write poetry, or create music that speaks to the soul about heart healing, or creating videos. Whatever it is It's something that is going to help people to get through this same or similar type of heartache that you are recovering from, okay? All right, Spirit, let's get a couple of cosmic energy cards, and then we'll pull an oracle to close. These are so slippery. Thank you, Spirit. What message is coming through for this beautiful being? Okay, you have gone through an awakening and you will continue to awaken, all right? You are releasing negative energy, and this experience is teaching you to trust your intuition and to allow your higher self, your ancestors, your divine ancestors, and your spirit allies to speak to you and to strengthen your intuition, okay? I'm going to pull a Shaman's Dream Oracle. Thank you, Divine. What message is coming through for this beautiful being? Empty well, time to replenish. And see, that reminds me of that well-being card where you're nurturing your well-being. This is card 16. Okay, that's the number of the tower. So I feel like this is going to be a really good message as you come back to yourself after this painful experience. Nothing here. Time to replenish, diminishing yourself for another. The empty well reveals that there is nothing for you here. The well is dry and the desert is encroaching on your once fertile garden. It is time to face this harsh reality and move on from this past lover, okay? Give gratitude and thanks for the abundance you have experienced, and let Spirit guide you to your next destination. This might mean saying goodbye to someone or something, or insisting on changing the rules of the game. Stop diminishing yourself for the sake of another. Making yourself small will not produce the results you want. There is a lack of reciprocity, of give and take. The empty well tells you that it is time to reclaim what is yours and return what does not belong to you. The shadows cast in your direction are not of your making. You do not need to react or respond to them, as they are not real. Simply shine your light upon them and see how it dispels them. These shadows are projections that you are confusing for reality. You may have been offered a shovel to help you dig yourself out of an uncomfortable situation, a bucket to drink from the well. But you cannot dig yourself out of this hole, and remember that there is no water to be found in that well. Receive the empty well as a gift. Do not exert your energy and waste your resources by repairing the walls or mending the rope. Follow the watercourse way, the aquifers that run deep in the earth, and you will be led to a new spring oasis. You can find these underground streams, these rich natural resources, in the subterranean depths of your own heart. I love that, because it's like the healing is inside you. And when we experience this type of heartache, this type of heartbreak, the solution that always is inside us. And it's our connection to the divine. It's our connection to our ancestors, because you have ancestors who have been through this. You have so many divine ancestors who are looking out for you, who have felt this exact sort of pain, and who journeyed back to a place where they were open enough to communicate with another divine being and to experience some sort of divine connection or camaraderie, even if it is platonic. But yeah, you're coming back to yourself, to your truth, but with even more depth and more strength, so that the next time another King of Wands or someone of the sort comes along, you'll be like, I know your type and I'm not having it. I know your type and I'm not having it. Ashe. All right, beautiful being. I'm so grateful that you tuned in. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. And I hope that this reading brought you insight and clarity and good vibes. And I appreciate you. I love you. And I thank you so much for tuning in. I wish you peace, joy, and so many blessings. Take care.